Cool. So you guys that missed last week, I'm going to do a really, really quick overlap because we kind of covered some pretty important stuff. Sam, just in time, bro.
Awesome.
My fellow employee. Yeah. Just in time. So you guys last week, I think only Will was there. Did any of you guys listen to it? Cool. You did?
Yeah.
Really? The whole thing?
The YouTube thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, Cameron. Okay. So let's just do a super duper quick recount. What is the thing that we've been talking about frequently? Man, that's the loudest burrito ever. The thing we've been talking about frequently, that is how the ancient biblical authors view the world versus how you and me view the world. What's that called? It's that word we've been using. Cosmology. Yep, 100%. Cosmology just means to bring, cosmos means like to bring order. That's actually a Greek word. It's actually where we get cosmetology. You bring order to your face with makeup. That's what happens. So it's a Greek word to bring order to, and then ology is just always like the study of, right? So biology, geology, it's just the study of whatever the thing is, right? So we're studying the account of the order of the universe. Tim Mackey says it this way. Tim Mackey's the GOAT. He says, biblical cosmology is the Bible's way of describing the ordered world God created and how heaven and earth relate to one another. They relate to each other, okay? So this is something we need to understand because we do not see the world the same way that an ancient person sees the world. We see it very, very differently. So we need to make sure that we're being good, polite time travelers, and we're not superimposing our chronological snobbery upon the Bible. We're not looking and saying, we're 21st century Americans and we know what space is. These dinguses in the Bible, they have no idea what they're talking about. It's like, no, it's not true at all. They know a lot about what they're talking about, and they're trying to talk about something different than what we're trying to talk about. Remember those two words? What is the biblical author trying to communicate that we don't always pick up on? Remember the two words? They were kind of giving us a little bit of trouble the other day, but we conquered them. What is the Bible trying to communicate versus what we think it's trying to communicate?
Is that the method and exegesis?
Not exegesis, nope.
Method and agency?
Method and agency, 100%. Method and agency.
What?
Method and agency, okay? Someone explain to Ava the difference between method and agency.
Method is how something works. Agency is why something exists.
Yeah. So we like to look at Genesis and think method. How does the universe exist? How does it relate to each other? How do I get a scientific account of how things came to be? And there's a level of understanding that Genesis does give to those things, but that is not primarily what Genesis or most of the Bible is trying to communicate. What the Genesis in particular and the Bible is trying to communicate is agency. It doesn't matter what's going on. Why is it happening? Why do you exist? What is your purpose? All that kind of thing. Why do all these things exist? And that's what Genesis is trying to communicate. With that in mind, let's give I'm going to do this quickly. This was my first attempt at drawing this out, this right here. And then I literally took a picture of this and I put it in the chat and I said, draw this way better. So chat did a better renditioning of my drawing because this is going to be rough. But I'm going to draw this really quick. This is how the ancient world sees the cosmos, okay? Let's do this first. Okay, so in the beginning, God created the heavens. What's the heavens? Did we talk about this? I think we did.
For things to exist beyond the sky. Deep space beyond the sky.
Okay, that's part of it. Where's my notes? The most basic understanding of the word heavens. Where did this go? I just had this. Is Shemayim. Everybody say Shemayim. Shemayim. That's the word that gets used. And this is just talking about the sky, but not just like, when you go into a plane, there's the sky. That's what we think of. It's also talking about what's on the other side of the atmosphere. So everything up is heavens. Make sense?
Yes.
So in the beginning, God created things up. All of them. All of the things. And God also created the The earth, the eretz. Everybody say eretz. Okay. Hey, John. Hey, buddy.
I could hear you guys all the way out there. I didn't know what you were doing.
Oh, am I being loud?
Well, I think the door was just open.
Oh.
But I think you guys are all wonderful except one.
All right, Pastor John.
I love that.
Okay, so
Actually,
in the beginning, God created everything up, the skies, the heavens, and this, we'll see, this word heavens gets interchanged all the time. What it is not talking about is heaven. It is not talking about God's eternal resting place where he dwells. It's not what he's talking about, because that place already exists. How do we know that? How do we know that's not what God is talking about? Because he already exists. Yeah? It's not rocket science. In the beginning, God. So he's already fine. He's doing his thing, right? But what does God create? That God creates the heavens and the earth. God already exists in God's space, and then God creates human space. That's what God is doing. So Genesis is the account of creation of what? Everything that we know, that we relate to. Okay? So God is not communicating to you. He's creating heaven, and he's creating these other dimensions, and he's creating... Who knows how God did that? But right here in Genesis, what God is saying is, no, I've created everything that you as a human operate inside of. That's what we're talking about here, okay? And last week we talked about, well, I'm going to try not to just keep recapping. I'm going to try to keep moving forward, okay? So here's a problem. When we think of, let's just do this. When you think of the earth, what do you think of?
Glow ball from outer space.
This is what you think of. True or false?
True.
True. That is what you think of. That is not what is thought of here. Not at all. There's a perfectly good word for sphere or for ball or for globe that is not used in Hebrew. The word that is used is eretz, which just means land. Okay? So if you go, let's do this real quick. Somebody go to Psalm 102:19. And somebody go to Psalm 103:11. Who's got me on which one?
I got 103.
Okay.
I got 102.
103.11.
103:11 and 102:19.
I have 102.
Let's hear it, Mitch.
Tell them the Lord looked down from his heavenly sanctuary. He looked to the earth.
Okay, time out. Oh, sorry. Actually, read it again. Sorry,
Tell them the
preemptive
Lord-
timeout.
Tell them the Lord looked down from his heavenly sanctuary. He looked to the earth from heaven.
Yes, okay. So, a couple words in there. Heavenly sanctuary and heaven. So those words are getting used differently. They're getting used interchangeably. The Lord is looking which direction?
Down.
Down, okay? Which tells us that God is where?
Up.
Up. Yeah, makes perfect sense, okay? Not only is God is up in the heavenly realm. Okay, now we're not talking about skies, we're talking about something else. The most common phrase for God's dwelling space that you're going to hear is heavenly realm. But again, the biblical authors, they play on the word all the time. They use heavens, heaven, all sorts of things like that. The heavenly realm. So where is God when he's in the heavenly realm? Where is he? Up. Way, not just in the space, because we know that's the skies. That's up. That's what we can see. He's beyond that. Whatever that means, he's over there. Okay? So again, it's talking about agency. It's not talking about method. We don't know the dimension that God's in. All we know is that God is greater than everything that we know. True or false?
True.
The biblical authors are right on that. They're like, yep, everything we know, God is above that. Whatever the maximum extent of things we know is, God is above that thing. And he looks down onto the what? Read again.
Tell them the Lord looked down from his heavenly sanctuary. He looked to the earth. From
He
heaven.
looks to the earth. The eretz. So your Bible is going to translate this word land to earth all the time. It is not talking about this. Never is it talking about this. It is talking about land. It's literally like you're on an airplane and you look down and you see eretz. You see land. That's all you see, okay? We're not thinking circle. We're not thinking globe. We're not thinking the whole world. We're just thinking the land that I know about. Land, okay? Sam, can you read Psalm 103?
For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his steadfast love toward those who fear him.
So as high as the heavens, okay? How high are the heavens? Super high. All things up. They are above the earth. They are above the land. Make sense? So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the skies and the land. We're not talking about the globe as we see it in that way. That's not what they would be thinking. Make sense? Okay. So how did the ancient biblical authors see the world? Well, I'm gonna draw this out for us. And it's gonna be an excellent drawing, okay? Yeah, you may want to move. Okay. I gave a poor rendition of this the other day, and I hope that my skills have improved, but most likely not. So here we go. Okay, so when the Bible talks about the world, the universe as we know it, is not talking about what we think about the universe. We think about deep space, we think about all the planets, we think about everything that's in interstellar. That's not what the Bible's talking about. The Bible's talking about the universe in which it relates to you. Biblical authors, never been to the moon, never been to outer space. And that's not even what they're trying to talk about. They're trying to talk about why things exist and their relationship to them. Okay? So when God says, I create the heavens and the earth, what is he talking about? We talked a little bit about, remember we talked about like deep chaos waters, we talked about all those types of things. All that stuff is coming into play. And the reason we're going over this now is because as we go through the creation account, which we'll go through today, you're going to understand it in terms of how the biblical authors understand it. Okay? So they would have already had this imprinted on their mind while they're reading this. Make sense? So I'm trying to imprint it onto your mind. Okay? So, this is what you have. This is going to be so good, guys. I'm so excellent at drawing. You have no idea. Okay, this is what we have when we look at the creation of the world. Where is the highest place?
God.
God. Wherever God is at, that's the highest place, okay? So, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. This is a throne. And here's God. And he has a crown. Yeah. So wherever the highest place is, that's where God is. That's where he dwells. Somebody go to Psalm 2:4. Yeah, somebody go there.
Psalm 24?
Psalm 2:4.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just being specific. Would you like me to read that out?
Yes, I would like you to read
Okay.
that.
But the one who rules in heaven laughs. The Lord scoffs at them.
So the one who rules where?
In heaven.
In the heaven. In heaven, not heavens. In heaven, right? So this word gets a little tricky sometimes. So we go to Psalm 11:4.
Wait, Psalm 2:4 for me said the heavens.
Okay, what translation do you have?
And ESV.
What translation do you have?
NLT.
Okay, so you're getting a little, like I said, the word's tricky, so that you get into a little bit of a discourse between the translations. But it's talking about the one who reigns, which is who?
God.
So we know whose space are we in right now?
God.
God's space, which is the highest of the high. Okay? So give me 11:4.
But the Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord still rules from heaven.
Yeah, so from heaven, and the holy temple is the highest place. That's where God's at. And what is God doing up there in both of those passages?
Ruling.
Ruling. So God's not kicking back with his feet, like up just watching the game. He's ruling. God is active and involved in everything that is going on. You'll see that multiple times throughout the Bible. So God is up here in God's space. That's where he's at, okay? Right under God's space is you have what we call the heavens. Not heaven, heavens, okay? What was the word? We just said it. Is nobody writing down the Hebrew I'm telling them?
No. I don't know how to spell the Hebrew, so I don't really write it down.
Let's spell it with English letters.
I don't know how to spell like
You
someone
won't
else
know.
Sha, my, in
Shemuka.
Shamayim. Shamuka?
Sha, my,
Shamayim. Shamayim. Okay? Somebody read to me Genesis 1:7.
Okay.
Genesis 1:7.
Genesis 1:7.
Ava, you got that.
So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it.
Oh, you have a fun one. What translation do you have?
NIV.
NIV. Someone give me another one. Somebody else rejects that.
And that is what happened. God made this space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so what happens in Genesis 1:7? God separates what?
Waters.
The waters.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two kinds of waters.
Yes.
What kind of waters, Will?
The earth's waters and the
Just read it.
waters from the earth and the waters from of the heavens.
Okay, so remember, when we're making everything, when God's making everything, what is the state of nothingness?
Chaos waters.
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 Okay? We picture blackness, that's still something. They picture waters, okay? So when God starts to create, what does he do to the waters?
Separate.
He orders them. He
Orders.
separates them. He starts to bring them into order. What is creation as far as the biblical authors are concerned? Order. There's an account and there's a purpose, right? We think nothing into something, boom, you've created something. That's one way of thinking about it. That's not how the biblical authors think about it. They think order is pure creation. Because if I make dirt and I mix it with water and I have mud, and I go, dude, I've created mud. What is the purpose of the mud? There is no purpose, you might as well not have created anything. If I take that mud and I mold it into a sandcastle and I let my gerbil live in there, all of a sudden, the mud has purpose. I've created something, okay? So we have the heavens, we have the heavens. Under the heavens, and this is what Will was talking about, and this is where we start to get a little bit trippy with this, is we have the waters above. Waters above. Sorry, that does not go there. Put that in the wrong place. That's what I mean? Hand up accountability. Okay. Okay, so we have God's space, then we have the heavens. So think of like galaxy. This is where we're thinking. But between galaxy and earth, I have waters above. So who has a different translation of Genesis 1:7? What does yours say, Caleb?
So God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above the expanse, and it was so.
So we have expanse. Will's, you just said water?
Yeah.
Waters above and below. Amy, what does yours say?
The vault.
The vault? Oh, that was so weird. Vault? Who has a different translation?
I can make one.
Okay,
What do you want?
whatever.
Let's go for American Standard.
Let's see what it says.
And God made the firmament.
Oh, that's the best one. That's the best one. Oh my
Get to the high
goodness.
sevens before you.
Firmament. Somebody go to the KJV, out of curiosity. What today?
I got it.
What's the KJV say?
I'm not playing. Why don't you have KJV saved?
Dude, Sam, there's no way you're possibly gonna finish that bowl.
Genesis 1:7.
I swear.
Yeah,
you.
Genesis
And God made the
1:7.
firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. Holy crap.
Who knows what a firmament is?
No idea.
No one has any idea
I'm
what a
about to
firmament
find out.
Do you?
is. Okay, I'm gonna finish this out and then we're gonna come back to this, okay?
Okay.
Because we need to understand this, okay? So somebody remind me, go back to this, okay? So basically what happens is God takes the water, the chaos water, and then God hovers over it. And then what happens to the water? It becomes what?
Calm.
Neutral water. The Hebrew word changes from to home, which is like a shot at the other gods out there, right? The chaos gods. And it changes to, I forget the word, but it becomes a neutral Hebrew word. So it's not evil anymore, but it's not good yet. It just kind of is. What's the difference there? God hovers over it. So now God starts to give order to the waters. And the first thing that he does is he separates the waters. And he puts waters up here, and you'll see there will be waters down here, okay? Now, I'm going to use a different color so that we can understand this a little bit more. So you have the waters above, very good. And then you have this layer. The very, very special layer. And this is where we're going to spend a lot of time. Where'd it go? Yeah, we're going to spend a lot of time here, okay? So these layers are kind of connected, but this is like a very special layer. Here's a little teaser for you. The rakia You all know what rakia is, okay? You have the rakia, or the firmament, or the expanse, or the vaults, or the water above, okay? It's all one idea that the translations have a really hard time with because the Hebrew word talks about something very different, okay? We'll come back to that, promise. Okay, so under this rakia, think of like, for this conversation, think of like atmosphere. This is what we're thinking about right now. Think of that, like that's the layer that we're thinking about. Under the rakia, you have birds, this is where birds are, and you have the sun, and you have, how do you draw a moon? That's just how you draw a moon? Alright. And you have, shut up, everybody shut up, everybody shut up. Then you have stars. Guys, my expertise is not in drawing, okay? So under the firmament, you have all of these things. Okay, what is different between our cosmology and ancient cosmology right away?
Think like
Flatness.
What do we think, Will? You were saying something.
no.
Cameron, what do you think? You're on it. I can see it.
Like in what context? Like,
What is different
I mean, there's
here?
a lot of different stuff right there.
Okay, but what is different right here? So if this is the atmosphere,
Space and sky are the same.
Yeah,
space and sky are the same.
yeah.
We know with science that outside of the atmosphere is the sun and the moon and the stars. We know that. That is not the understanding of the biblical context. Because over here is chaos waters. This is when it starts to get out of our control. And God sits on top of all these things. So heavens is not necessarily space out there somewhere. Heavens is just the thing that's above our stuff. Whatever that is. And on top of those heavens is who? God, right? So inside the rakia, inside the firmament, the expanse, the waters, the vault, the whatever, is birds and stars and the moon and the sun and us. We're all under God's rule. Make sense?
Yes.
So this is how they see the world, okay? So you have the firmament up there, or the rakia actually. God calls it the heavens. Again, that word gets played with a lot. So you have Genesis 1:8. We'll come back to that. Gen 1:20. That's where you get the birds. And then you have, still under the rakia, but under, I'm going to give like a dashed line, because we know there's up, right? We know there's skies. Under that we have the land. Okay? Here is a tree. Here is a mountain.
Okay.
And yep, you see how that's
Yeah,
a
that's
mountain.
a good
mountain.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah,
mountain.
let's just,
Really solid mountain.
I'm just gonna write the word animal. And there are animals.
Wait, no,
you have
please
to
draw
draw
one.
one.
Can you
Okay, so literally I practiced over there, and I did a really bad one. But we can try. We can try our very best. Okay, so we have some. What should we draw?
Just make it like a sideways human.
What?
We're gonna draw. What are we gonna draw?
Shakespeare.
There's gonna be a camel. Oh my gosh. There's this camel. There's
Wait, that's not bad.
solid camel.
That's
The camel's on a tail. That camel's on a little tail.
Wait, that's so good.
It's not, but that's okay. So we got a little
It's
camel.
better than I thought.
A camel that is 2/3 the size of a mountain.
Wow.
We have the worst tree of all time, the Charlie Brown tree. Okay, so this is Eretz. This is what you get translated as earth. Okay? So think of earth in terms of like dirt, like the land around you, not in terms of globe. We never think globe. That's not in here. You guys get me on that?
Yes.
Okay. We'll come back to this. This up here is actually going to be Eden. Garden form. We'll come back to that. Don't worry about it. Gen 2, what is it? 8. Okay, that's a different story. Okay, then what we have, so this is the land, okay? You guys see this? This is the land. Everything that I know on the land as it relates to me is the earth. Okay? I do not think of the globe. I do not think of all the countries. I do not think of that. I think of the land as it relates to me. That's the earth. Make sense?
Yes.
Make sense? Because if I don't know about Asia, why would I include it in my processing here? I don't know about it, so I don't know to include it. I'm not like, hating on Asia or anything. I just don't know it exists. So I'm just saying the land around me. Okay? Now listen, what is under all the land? What is over all the land?
The
Ultimately,
Oh, God.
God. So it doesn't matter if I'm talking about every country in the whole world, because we know that God sits on top of all of this. But what I'm talking about right now is earth as it relates to me, aka land. Cool? So this is the word that gets used in the Psalms that we talked about. It gets used all throughout the Bible, is the word land. We're never, ever, ever talking about globe. Not globe. Okay? Good? You guys track me on this? Okay. Alright, very cool. Alright. This is where it continues to get a little tricky. So what we'll see is that there's the land, and then all of the land is surrounded by water. Okay, so picture like a giant island. But these waters, they connect to the Rakia.
what?
Which is the separation of waters. Okay? Tracking me? Tracking me? So think of like a gigantic island. And then underneath Eden, you have more waters. And these waters are what Genesis 1:2 calls the waters below. Waters below. Which is what word that makes fun of our Babylonian counterparts? To home. To home. To home. Are these good waters or bad waters?
Bad waters.
These are bad waters. These are chaos waters, okay? So and we'll see in the biblical mind, right when the land meets the water, sometimes it gets referred to as these neutral waters, because it depends what you do on those waters that makes them good or bad. As soon as you get out to sea, or you get into the deep of the ocean, the waters are to home. They are chaos. They are crazy. They are death. And as you'll see, what will happen is you have these deep waters, and then underneath these deep waters, you have, anybody know the word?
Yeah.
Jonah goes here. Sheol. Very good, Will. Sheol. Or the grave. Sorry for my handwriting. Somebody go to Psalm 16:10.
For you will not leave my soul among the dead, or allow your Holy One to rot in the grave.
The grave. So where do people that die rot?
Sheol.
Sheol. Where is Sheol located?
Down.
Down. Underneath the land. Do we bury people underneath the land today?
Yes.
Yes, we do. It's a grave. But there's the grave and there's the grave.
Wow.
This is where Jonah goes when the whale takes him down. This is where Jesus goes when or maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know if that's true or not. That's where Jesus gets referenced to go. This is where, we'll come back to that. But yeah, this is the conception of the lowest of the low. You're dead. Okay? Where is Sheol? What is Sheol surrounded by?
Waters.
Waters. Exactly. And Sheol is kind of depicted as waters. There's some kind of place, but there's also a lot of water, and it's like a watery grave. Anybody have a pop culture reference to a watery grave? SpongeBob, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh, David Jones.
Davy Jones' locker. Sheol. That's where we're at right there. That's where we're at. So that realm, whatever that realm is, and it's been depicted many, many ways, whatever that realm is underneath the chaos waters, you're dead. Because when the chaos waters take you in, what happens? What direction do you go?
Down.
Down. Yep. Down. Okay. So a couple of things to notice. Well, there's a lot of things to notice. But something that I want to point out is what is very different about biblical cosmology in terms of how the world looks versus modern cosmology?
It's like stacked, rather than
So ours is stacked too, right? But yes, you're right. You're right. It's more of a snow globe than anything. You're right. So even in Psalm, I think 54, we find out that the earth, the land, has pillars that keep it above the chaos waters. We find this out. Who puts the pillars there? Anybody know? Take a guess.
I mean, I'd assume God.
That's where God. He puts the pillars. Yep. Not only does God put the pillars there, does He build land on top of the chaos waters, God's chambers itself is built on what? Upward chaos waters. Okay? So God sits above the chaos waters always. Now remember, this is metaphorical language. Okay? Is there actually cosmic beams? I don't know. Probably not. But that's not what's being talked about here. What's being talked about is an image that helps us understand what's happening. I just deleted my picture. What the heck? Somehow. Okay, there it is. Okay. So, a couple other things before we move on. We have God's space, which is where?
Above.
Up. Yep, up. We have, what is this?
Land.
What is all of this?
Heaven. Space.
Whose space is this? Who lives here?
Ours.
Human space. Yeah, human space. Human space. God's space. Now, if humans are here and God is here, is there another space that exists?
I assume so.
Yeah. Where's the other space that exists? Well,
Down.
down. Whose space is this?
Dead people's space.
Is it dead person or
It's
person?
a neutral space.
No, it's not a neutral space. There are zombies in the Bible, fun fact.
What?
Is it dead person or person?
Yeah, there's dead.
No.
Their soul.
Their soul. Their nefesh. Remember that? So when a person dies, their nefesh leaves them. Their nefesh is what makes a person a person. So if someone has no nefesh, what are they?
An animal.
They're just
They're just floating around.
they're just a pile of meat. They're nothing, right? So whose space is this?
Nothing space.
What's another word? Nothing, but it's a person. This is just like
say
that. No, this is nobody's space. It was not meant to be a trick question. Nobody's space. Okay? So fish live up here in neutral waters. Humans live on top and they interact with neutral waters. When you die, you go into Sheol chaos waters. That is, nobody is meant to live there. That's nobody's space. Nobody operates there. Now, who is over top of nobody's space, human space, and God's space? God. Right? So you get the imagery. All things good go what direction? Up. All things bad go what direction? Down. That is going to be a repeated motif throughout all of the Bible. Okay, eventually what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on this Eden right here. And we're going to talk more about it because it's super sick, but that's not what we're going to do right now. Okay? Does everybody have a rough understanding of a biblical cosmology?
Yes.
Yes.
Anna?
Were you gonna jump back to the permanent?
Mm-hmm. We're going to do that right now. Okay? Any other questions on biblical cosmology before we get rocking and rolling? Okay. That was a recap / clarifier.
250. Wait, I have like a.
Yeah.
So do we ever learn about like angels, demons, like how they were like made or whatever in the Bible?
Not
Like,
Genesis.
do you know that stuff? But like
It-
somewhere in the Bible, does it like talk
So,
about that?
yes.
Where?
So you do not get a divine being creation account. You don't get that. You don't get on day one, God created the angels. And on day two, God said the angels, they were good. Like, that's not what happens. What we get is God is in his space, doing his thing, and then almost out of nowhere, these other beings appear. And they start interacting with God. But what's clear is God rules over them. So this is, again, this is not specific, but this is something that you pick up on over time. Is in the heavens, this is where angels dwell. Is in this realm. Does this kind of make sense?
Yeah.
And on occasion, what they do is they go to this realm.
Gotcha.
Does this kind of make sense? So who is still in charge of this room?
No.
Yes, and who allows people to come in and out of this room? God, right? So this is God's throne room, God's upper chambers. There's people that get to go in there on rare occasion. Elijah goes in there. There's angelic beings that get to go in there on rare occasion. Angels and all that kind of stuff go in there. But we do not get a one-for-one, very specific account of angels and divine beings, okay? Just because this is important, what are demons? You guys tell me.
Angels.
Fallen angels, okay? So there's no, they're not red with, horns and pitchforks, and they're not these, ugly, mutated beasts. They're angels. They still look the same. They still kind of operate in the same, they're still confined by the same ways. What shows up to Muhammad and gives him the Quran? An angel. Okay? So it's very easy to look at an angel and listen to that guy, because in your mind you think demons are these nasty, ugly, snarling things that are trying to I'll give you $1 if you give me your soul. It's like they're making the worst deal of all. That's not what the Bible depicts. The Bible depicts these angels are just no longer in the space that they're supposed to be in. They don't operate the way they're supposed to operate anymore. They operate, who's their God? Themselves. The Bible says that they know more about the Bible and more about God than any of us ever will. They just don't obey it. They do exactly what they want to do. Okay? So they go around and do all these things. What does Jesus specifically warn about not listening to? Angels. He says, even if an angel came down and told you something different than what I'm telling you, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Who talks to Muhammad? An angel. You can have a vision from an angel. You can have dreams from an angel. You can be visited by an angel. The litmus test is, does it counter what Jesus says? You guys get what I'm saying here? So I know I'm giving you way more than what you asked for, but you don't get that creation account, but you do get the information you need to know about them. You don't listen to them. Especially if they're telling you something you don't listen to them if they're telling you something counter to Jesus. Does anybody know what the word angel means? It means messenger. Greek, angelos. So and a messenger came to Mary and said. That's the word that's getting used there. And he's got what? Wings. Mm-hmm. Biblical imagery. So they're messengers. Whose message do they deliver? Okay, but if they don't listen to God, then whose message are they delivering? Their own. Whatever message they want. Yeah, you guys kind of getting this imagery here? Okay. We can do a whole series on the angels, and there's
Wait, so is Lucifer in charge of the demons? Or is it just
what do we know about Lucifer?
He was the top guy.
top?
Mm-hmm. So when they fall and the angels fall following him, it kind of makes sense they're still following him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does it talk about that? Lucifer was an angel and then he fell.
So let's pull it up.
I've always heard that, but I've never read it.
Isn't that in Matthew, some of it?
It's sprinkled throughout the whole Bible. Actually, Jude he has a really good idea of this. What's the best place here?
Job's more like Leviathan.
In Job, you get a cosmic scene of Lucifer,
Yeah, you get
but he's not Lucifer in that story. He's the Satan. It's a title that he's given, which means what?
Deceiver. No.
That's devil. The Satan. It's not his name. It's a title. The accuser. So what's he do in the story of Job? He gets up there and accuses Job of stuff. What's he do with Moses? He gets up there and accuses Moses of stuff. That's what he does. That's insecurity, doubt, anxiety. That's all that is. It's the devil accusing you of something. And if you don't know what to fight him with, you're stuck because he's got you. He's not wrong.
So
That's the trick.
Does the Bible use different terms for Satan or the devil, depending on what he's doing?
Depending on what he's doing or what the author's trying to communicate to you.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So if you guys go to Isaiah 14, we can't park here for a long time because we got to keep going. Isaiah 14. Let me skim. 14. Okay. Let's just go here. Because it's kind of... I'm going to start in 9. I'm reading out of the NLT. In the place of the dead. Anybody have a different translation?
The realm of the dead.
The realm of the dead? Where's that at?
Mine says Sheol.
And Sheol. Exactly. Where's that at?
Down.
Down. Bad. Underneath everything. Sheol. In Sheol, there is excitement over your arrival. The spirits of world leaders and mighty kings long dead stand up to see you, okay? Once again, you see the tie between spiritual beings and human rulers. There's a deep tie that the Bible is making very, very clear. So there's a tie there. With one voice, they all cry out, now you are as weak as we are. Your might and power were buried with you. The sound of the harp in your palace has ceased. Now maggots are your sheets and worms are in your blanket. Think about that imagery. Where do maggots live? Where do worms live? Down. Okay? Down. They don't live on the surface. They live down. You guys picking up on this? Okay. How you are fallen from heaven, O shining star, son of the morning. You have been thrown down to earth, you who destroyed the nations of the world. For you said it yourself, I will ascend to heaven and set my throne above God's stars. Okay, time out. Who are you talking about right here?
We're talking about the Babylonian king, but he's referencing Lucifer.
He's not necessarily the Babylonian king, or yes, the Babylonians kings.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And he's comparing them to who? Yeah, you said it. To Lucifer, okay? So what does Lucifer say? This phrase, shining star, son of the morning, is like a little tongue-in-cheek reference to Lucifer. So okay, this is a whole rabbit trail, and we're going to spend 2 minutes going down it. Angels, angelic beings, are designated to do things of creation. So in the biblical mind, the book of Jude talks all about this. In the biblical mind, who makes the sun go up and down?
An angel.
Yahweh ultimately, but Yahweh loves to partner with people. So he sets an angel in charge of making sure the sun goes up and down. Do you guys make the sun go up and down? No, we just enjoy the sun going up and down. Who makes the sun go up and down? Angels, yeah? And Yahweh is in charge of all of them, and he has designated them to their places, okay? So the sun is what? A star, okay? So this phrase stars gets paralleled with angels all the time. What we see in Jude, and what we see else places, is the angelic beings leave their posts. And the Bible calls them fallen stars. Because if you're supposed to hold a star and you leave your post, what happens to the star? It falls. So the Bible calls them fallen stars all the time. They leave their heavenly duties because they want to do human things. What are humans supposed to do in the creation narrative?
Serve God or cultivate the land.
They're supposed to rule and reign over the land that they've been given. What does Lucifer want to do? He wants to rule and reign. What do Adam and Eve want to do? Rule and reign. Okay? So there's this contrast where these angelic beings want to do what the humans want to do. So what is Lucifer doing in the garden? He's trying to rule and reign. Who does he rule and reign over? Adam and Eve. He commands them, they obey him. He did it. And then what you see through the rest of the Old Testament is you get these other angelic beings, they come in, they try to do the exact same thing by partnering with these human kings, who do what? They rule and reign, but they rule and reign listening to the wrong king. They rule and reign on their own terms. You guys see this imagery? Okay, so we're going to stop for the sake of time, Sam, but if you go to Isaiah 14, if you go to Ezekiel 28, if you go to, we'll go here real quick because this just makes it really clear. Let's go to Luke. Luke 10. Okay, let's start. Okay, then Jesus said to his disciples, anyone who accepts your message is also accepting me, and anyone who rejects your message is also rejecting me. Anyone who rejects me is rejecting God who sent me. When the 72 disciples returned, they joyfully reported to him, "Lord, even the demons obey us when we use your name." Jesus says, "Yes, I saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. Now I have given you authority over all the powers of the enemy, and you can walk among the snakes and the scorpions and crush them." Where have we heard that language before? Genesis. "He will bite your heel, and you will crush his head." That's what Jesus does. And Jesus says, yeah, I've given you that same authority. Crush their heads. Rule and reign over the creatures like you're supposed to. Nothing will injure you. You don't rejoice because evil spirits obey you. Rejoice because your name is registered in heaven. So you get these little snippets throughout the Bible, and what people do, this is called theology, is they stitch all the pieces together, and they come up with this theology, this order of studying things of God, where we start to understand that Satan was in heaven. He was one of Jesus or God's top guys. And then all of a sudden he tries to rebel. He tries to take over. And now he is doing these things that he's not supposed to be doing. Make sense? Okay. There's a lot more there. We can spend a lot more time doing, but it's not what we're here to do. We're here to study the book of Genesis. Sam, nice try. It's okay. Any questions on cosmology? Or how the ancient people saw the world? You guys doing good?
Yes.
Yeah? Anna, you good?
I think so.
Okay. All right, don't worry. It's just going to get worse. Okay. Here we go. We're going to get to day 1. Yes.
Week 3, day 1.
Week 3, day 1. Here we go, baby. Okay. Oh, wait, no, we're not. We got to talk about Rakia real quick. Okay, wait, just kidding. We will come back to Rakia, maybe not today, but we will come back to it, I promise you. Okay? So let's go in order. What? Okay, that's what I thought. All right. In the beginning, God created things above and the land. The land was formless and empty. Darkness covered the deep waters. Okay, what's the problem with the land?
It's covered.
It's formless. It's empty. It's covered with darkness and deep waters, with Tehom waters, bad chaos waters. Is darkness good or bad? Bad. It is a motif for badness, always. Is deep chaos waters good or bad? Bad. Not a trick question. Bad, right? That's where the bad things live. That's where you drown. That's where, Sheol is eventually, all that kind of stuff, okay? But the Spirit of God hovered over the surface of the water. So even in this non-creation state, who's there? God. He's still there. He just hasn't ordered things yet, okay? Now, let's start to order things. About those formless waters and lands and stuff like that, God has decided he's going to do something about it. Praise the Lord. Then God said, let there be light, okay? This is a rabbit hole that we're not going to go down, but I'm going to show you guys. This word spirit is the word ruach. Everybody say ruach. Ruach gets repeated, I think, 9 times throughout Genesis 1. And what it's saying is breath or wind or invisible presence of God. What's that sound like to you in terms of the New Testament? Holy Spirit, right? That's an easy correlation there. Our English has a hard time with this word because remember, Hebrew can have one word and it can mean a bunch of different things and you're invited to figure out what it means. Our English doesn't do that. English likes one word that's very specific that tells me what it means, okay? So the invisible breath of God hovered over the surface of the waters. Then God said, what do you do when you speak? What goes out? Breath, right? You guys picking up on this? Okay. So breath, then God, ruach, you could say, let there be light. And there was light. How good is this? Because what was there before the light? Darkness. Darkness is there. Okay? So not nothing, darkness. Bad is there. Let there be light. And God saw the light was good. The very first good thing. We got it. God saw that the light was good. Then he separated the light from the darkness. Wait a second. Your brain should be going, how does this work? How does this happen? God called the light day and the darkness night. So once again, darkness is good or bad?
Bad.
But darkness still exists, true or false? What did God do to this darkness? What's another word for that? He took something bad and he gave it purpose. He redeemed it. So from the very beginning of the Bible, God is all about redemption. That's all about. God does not love to destroy. He loves to create and he loves to redeem. Okay? Later on, we'll see. What does God do with the water? He separates it. He redeems it. He gives it purpose and order. Okay? So then he separated the light from the darkness, and he called the light day and the darkness night. Evening passed and morning came, marking the first day. Okay, time out. What struggles do I have with day one of creation? Or what observations do I see here?
There's no sun and moon.
When do the sun and moon come into existence? Day 4. Wait a second. What's going on here then? Guys, your Bible is full of contradictions. You can't believe it. Because on day 1, there's light, but there's no sun yet. Sam, your employment is a waste.
When I quit day one.
What's happening here? What's happening here? You guys tell me. I'll give you a hint. At the very end, it kind of summarizes it. Evening passed and morning came, marking the first day. What is God creating here? Anna! Bonus points, bonus free Oreos for you. God has created what? Time.
Wow.
Excellent observation. Tell me, explain to me how God has created time here.
By defining evening and then morning.
Yeah, he's designated parts of the day, as we know it, are going to be filled with light. And parts of the day, as we know it, are going to be filled with darkness, right? Because I've separated light and darkness, but I didn't destroy darkness. I separated them, okay? What do I do when I separate things if I'm God? What am I doing? I'm bringing order. Exactly. Okay, Anna, I'm bringing order. How do I know that this is what God has done? That's a great answer. It does say it. God creates time, and then he lets us know he did it. Evening passed. There's never been evening before. Morning came. There's never been morning before. Marking the first day. Okay. Tracking?
So on the first day, he made the first day.
On the first day, he made the first day.
On day
That's
one.
exactly right.
Wait,
That's
there
exactly
wasn't like an
right.
actual light? Like there wasn't like actual light?
It was still
The,
darkness.
the Hebrew word that gets used for light is light. And every time you see it, it means light. Every single time. But there's no sun.
There's multiple stars and the sun is just.
There's no stars either.
But if he created it.
Is it the concept of light?
Not the concept of light, because there's evening and there's morning. So what's going on?
I just watched a Bible Project series on spiritual beings. It's kind of why I asked the question. But at first they said like, in the beginning where he created like the light and darkness, it was like angels were like the light and like govern the light. So when in the Bible when it talks about stars, sometimes it means like angels. Does it have something to do with that? With like the angels being light?
All that is true, and that's not happening yet.
Okay.
But all of that is true. Somebody go to Psalm 36:5. And somebody go to Isaiah 60, verse 19. Who's got Isaiah?
60 verse what?
60, verse 19. And someone go to Revelations.
Revelation.
22, verse 5.
36:5.
36:5 through 9. Don't read it yet. Okay, read Psalm 36:5 through 9.
Your unfailing love, O Lord, is vast as the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches beyond the clouds. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains, and your justice like the ocean depths. You care for people and animals alike, O Lord. How precious is your unfailing love, O God. All humanity finds shelter in the shadow of your wings. You feed them from the abundance of your own house, letting them drink from your rivers of delight.
Oh.
You are the fountain of life, the light by which we see. So God himself is
So what does the psalmist understand about light?
God himself.
However it's working, it's coming from God.
This is,
Yeah? Read that last few sentences.
from you, for you are the fountain of life, the light by which we see.
What's the next part?
Verse 10.
Yeah,
Or do you want to up?
never mind. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah. So what does the biblical author think about light? Where does it ultimately come from? God. Okay. Someone read Isaiah 60, 19 through 20.
The sun shall be no more your light by day, nor for brightness shall be the moon. Give your light. But the Lord will be your everlasting light, and your God will be your glory. Your sun shall no more go down, nor your moon withdraw itself, for the Lord will be your everlasting light, and your days of mourning shall be ended.
Okay. We're going to parlay that with Revelation 22:5.
There will be no more night. They will not need the light of the lamp or the light of the sun, for the Lord God will give them light, and they will reign forever and ever.
So Isaiah is talking about the new heaven and the new earth, and so is Revelation 22. What does Isaiah and Revelation think about light? What do they make clear in those passages?
It's God.
But what this is very ambiguous, so I have a very specific thing in mind, so I'd be surprised if you guys get it. But you guys are smart, I believe in you.
Yahweh's word's everlasting, and it actually lasts. So even when like the sun and moon fail, God's light will always shine.
Yes. What is the sun and moon represent?
Like God, the time.
Time. So what happens to time when we're in the new heavens and the new earth? You don't need it anymore. Ah.
Wait, sun and moon is time, not light.
Ah.
But didn't we just say that God created time and light?
Uh-huh.
But if you're saying the sun and moon is
They represent.
Yeah.
Read it again. Read Isaiah 60, 19 through 20. Sam, can you read that again?
Oh yeah. The sun shall be no more, their light by day, nor for brightness shall be the moon, give you light. But
Okay, time out right there. So our natural sources of light, sun and moon, are gone. Okay, keep going.
But the Lord will be your everlasting light, and your God will be your glory. Everlasting.
Everlasting. Okay, so the new heavens and the new earth, there's just no more night. You don't need it anymore. In terms of, we don't have to rest, we don't have to hide. In the world of electricity, we don't understand this the same way, but in the ancient world, where all you have is a little bit of fire at night, you're tucked away in your house the whole time. Unless you're up to no good. Then you can get away with it. In the new heavens and the new earth, there's no more night because we don't need the rest, we don't need to hide, we don't need to recover, because we're good. Because God is our everlasting light, which the book of Psalms is not only something I see from, it's something I get energy from. Light equals life in the Bible. Make sense? So Ava, read your passage again.
There will be no more night. They will not need the light of a lamp or the light of the sun, for the Lord God will give them light.
There you go. I see confusion.
So light is possible without the sun and moon, is what these passages are saying.
Clearly, these guys know that light does not come from the sun and moon. Because what is Genesis not telling us? What? You guys are looking at each other going like this. What's going on?
She started laughing when I said that I was confused.
No, because you said clearly when you were.
Oh.
What are you confused about?
No, I'm not confused by anything.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
confused why they were laughing at me.
Oh.
That's what I was-
Why are you confused?
Well, you said, I understand that like there's light without the sun and moon. I get that. And that it's God. But if you're saying that God created time when he created the light, but then you said that the sun and moon is time. And so when he unleashes the sun.
I did not say the sun and moon is time.
They're
You said it
representations.
represents.
They represent it to us. How do you and me tell time? How do we know what to tell? Right? So the sun and the moon are indicators. This is a little metaphysical. The sun and the moon are indicators of the thing that we call time. And when we say time, we're referring to 24-hour period of when the sun does what? Comes up and comes down. But time, in terms of the beginning and the end, is what God has just created. in the beginning, something just started ticking. And the fact that there's a beginning means that there's a what? An end. So something just started ticking. So when God is creating time, it's not just our 24-hour cycles, it's the environment in which we live in. We live in a timed environment. True or false?
True.
So time, space, matter makes up reality. We live in reality, yes or no?
No.
So there's a time in there. What we call time with the sun and moon is our clock that we invented, our 24-hour period, our 365-day calendar. God did not say, and I made calendars. God said, no, I put you in a place, in a time, in a reality. You exist in this box. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
I know it's a little confusing because it's metaphysical because we don't understand time. We just know it's there. What is time? Show me time. Yeah, you can't do it. But you know, you get what I'm saying here? You guys picking up on this? Anna, you look confused.
I am.
Okay.
So like.
And that's okay.
Okay.
Her.
I don't even know if you could like answer this, and I don't even know if it's a question.
There's only one way to find out.
I suppose. But so like heaven and hell is like eternal, but there's no.
Is it?
Hell's not eternal.
Is heaven eternal?
No, because he creates a new
What?
What?
I'm completely lost now.
Okay. But finish your question.
I was just gonna ask then. Well, if it's eternal, which apparently it's not.
So, okay.
But wouldn't the new earth be eternal?
Hell, in terms of separation from God. Okay, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
In the biblical mind, Sheol is the place you go. Is Sheol under God? Yes. Okay, so when God creates everything, remember, Genesis is the creation account of everything as it relates to us. So let's just say this circle is all of this. Okay? This circle is all of Genesis. Where is God? He's outside this circle. Okay? That's not helpful. That's shorthand for God, in case you're wondering. I'm just going to say God. In Greek, you spell God like this. This is theos. And for Sam, when you go to write notes in Bible college, you use the word God all the time. They get shorthanded to that. Okay, anyways. What's that?
I use that at CCA too.
Oh, there you go. Very good. Boom. Okay? So God is outside of this. True or false? True or false? God's outside of all this.
True,
This is everything we know. This is answering your question, okay? Okay. On day one, what does God make?
Day one.
He makes, which is?
Time.
Time. Where is time? Inside or outside this?
Inside.
Time is inside this, okay? So time is already finite in terms of God's creation. Where is God's space? Inside or outside of this? Outside, okay? So God's space, which we call heaven, is outside of what? Time. Okay? Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Does this answer your question? Or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's just like tricky.
It's so tricky. Why? Because we're inside of here. We don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's not trying to get you to get it. It's just trying to let you know what's going on. What's the word? Agency. Agency. We need to remember this word or we're never going to pick this up. And again, it's not your guys' fault. We have been conditioned as a society to think of method all the time. We always think of method. And that's fine. There's a lot of great stuff to method, but that's not what Genesis is communicating to you. Genesis is communicating to you agency.
Oh, right.
So on day one, what gets made? Time. Okay? And this is gonna, hopefully we can speed run this and I can show you something, but you guys want to do a rabbit hole?
Yeah.
You want to do a little itsy bitsy rabbit hole, a little brain break, and it's going to make us feel really good. We're all going to go, whoa, and it's going to be great, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay, so God creates time by saying there is what? Light. Okay, so light separates dark and light. Those things become separated, okay? Light is what in terms of the biblical authors? We just read like 3 passages. God is light, okay? So God represents light. Light represents life. God gives what? Life and light. Crops cannot grow without what?
Light.
Light. You and me cannot see without.
Light.
Our planet does not exist without. Now, what kind of light? Sorry, I give it a little ahead of myself. So I get a little ahead of myself. Sorry. Okay.
Because this wouldn't give life to a plant.
This is us
Yeah.
ruling and stewarding creation and creating our own little lights. Hmm?
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you need specific kind of light in order to make a plant grow, because it's not the same.
You need true light.
Yeah, this would make a plant grow.
This is not true light. This is our counterfeit interpretation of light.
Which is why you can't cultivate life, because it's not from God.
Okay, that's a whole side tangent. Let's go here. Somebody. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Somebody go. All right, let's all do it. Let's all go to Luke. Let's all go to Luke. Chapter 22. Judas. You guys know that Vine? No, you don't even know what Vine is.
I do. I actually
You know the existence of Vine, you never experienced Vine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to Luke. Let's see. Okay, somebody read 44 through 45.
I got you, bro.
Mitch, loud and proud.
He prayed more fervently, and he was in such agony of spirit that his sweat fell to the ground like great drops of blood. At last he stood up again and returned.
Wait, Luke, you're in Luke
22?
23.
Oh, 23.
Oh, you said 26.
You said 22.
I did not. Nope.
Okay, 23.
I will literally go back on this recording and show you. I said 23. 23.
We were all at
I want you
22.
to right now.
Oh, and everyone thought the world was flat except for like 1 or 2 guys. So. All right. Luke 23, 44 through 45.
Okay, I got you this.
Oh, that's
By this time it was noon, and darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. The light from the sun was gone, and suddenly the thick veil hanging in the temple was torn apart.
Anybody notice anything in there?
Dark.
they're splitting. Something's being.
What
Darkness in the
happened?
middle
The
of
sun's
day.
light failed.
What happened that the sun's light failed? What caused that? Jesus died. The light of the world. Out. When the light of the world is gone, the light that shines on our world, darkness. Who gives the sun its light? God. Tracking? Tracking. Cameron's tracking. The Bible rules. Of course you got a problem. What's your problem? What's your problem? I can see it on your face.
No, it was only for 3 hours. So like, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be dark until Jesus came back to life? You know what I'm saying?
That is a good point.
I don't know. You got to take that one up with God. What's the significance of the number 3 though?
Days.
Look here, look here, look here. That's what that means. Well, 3 is all over the place. But every time you see 3, it's your Hebrew author telling you, look at this.
37.
Okay? So maybe it's 3 hours so that we understand the point that we just made. I don't know. Because how many of you guys have ever made that connection until just now?
What? The 3?
That light is connected to God and the light goes out and it's 3 hours.
I mean,
Well, I knew that was-
the specific connection that is no.
Yes, correct.
Right. That's so.
The general idea
I
is
don't know why specifically to Ava's question, but I do know there's a 3 in there, which makes us say, look here, look here, look here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I also know that this is a narrative account. So the reason that it's 3 hours is because it was 3 hours.
Ah.
Make sense? And if the sun went out for 3 days, we'd all die. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
But do you get what I'm saying though?
I know. I totally get what you're saying, and I don't know. I'm not God. I don't know why it was 3 hours and not 3 days. A lot of stuff like that happens, but that's something to think about. I'll go look at that. See? I don't know. I'm gonna write that down because I have no idea. I'm curious. Maybe there is a deeper thing. Maybe there's not. Hannah?
Wasn't one of, this is probably a rabbit hole.
Let's find out.
One of the plagues from
Mm.
Moses, darkness?
Mhm.
What was that?
That's a good question.
Exodus
I don't
we
know.
go.
To Exodus we go. Oh, you want to know how long it lasted?
4 days.
Whatever caused Pharaoh to tap out.
Everyone died.
However long it needed. Wait.
Yeah, Pharaoh would be well.
Anna, you might be onto something awesome here. I haven't been to Exodus in too long.
I'm surprised Pharaoh held out for
The
this
Lord
long. I
heard
would have
Pharaoh's
tapped out
prayer.
after the blood.
The Lord said-
Yeah, look.
After our main
It's 3
river
days.
gets-
That's crazy.
Wait, so why couldn't it have been?
Wait,
Then the Lord said to Moses, lift your hand towards heaven, and the land of Egypt will be covered with darkness so thick you can feel it. So that means what?
It's tangible.
But God isn't there.
No. So the darkness is so thick you can feel it. What's that mean? What happens when it's night?
It's dark.
It gets cold. You can where are we in this story?
They're in the middle of the desert.
Egypt. You're in the middle of the desert. You've never been cold in your life. You tracking? Okay. So Moses lifted his hands to the sky, and a deep darkness covered the entire land of Egypt for 3 days. Ooh, Anna, that is a good one. During all that time, people could not see each other, and no one moved. But there was a light, as usual, where the people of Israel lived. Ooh. That is tough. I have never made that connection. That's a good one. Anna's clocking with ancient cosmology. That is really good. Okay, so where does light come from? Chap,
Wait, say what?
where does light come from?
God.
God. Very good. What does God create on day 1?
Time.
Okay, time. And there is a ton of significance around there. Now, this is a little niche thing. This is not a slam dunk case, but I think it's a point being made. If the sun went out, how long would it take for you and me to realize?
Immediate.
Depends on the
No?
time of day it would be for us.
It's the middle of the day, sun goes out, how long would it take?
Isn't it? Oh, a while.
A while.
Doesn't
Yeah.
the sun take
It would take,
Oh, it's 7
currently as it
minutes.
sits, it's like 8 minutes. So if the sun went out, we would feel it before we saw it. Because light takes 8 minutes to travel from the sun to here, if you guys are picking up on this. So light travels at the speed of what? Light, right? It's the fastest thing in the world, okay? So when God says, let there be light, this is a niche thing. There's his cosmic light, and there's a case to be made that the sun's out there, and the light is just taking a while to get here.
Oh, because it could have been further.
Yeah, it's not ready until day 4, and then boom, I can see the sun. Makes sense?
What about the moon? Well, I guess the moon.
Well, so that you wouldn't know about the moon because the moon only shines because of what?
The sun.
The sun. The moon shines because it's light bouncing off the earth hitting the moon again. So you wouldn't know the moon was there. You guys don't know this?
Yes.
thinking of
Sam, you don't know the
something
moon reflects the sun.
What?
Are you serious?
Real high school graduate.
Sorry.
CBCA graduate. Okay, so the moon only has light because it reflects off of the sun. I'm sorry. Okay, so when the moon passes in front of the sun, what happens?
Oh, no.
When the moon passes directly in front of the sun, what happens? Eclipse, which makes our world what?
Dark.
Dark. So if the moon gave off its own light, that wouldn't make any sense.
Okay.
Okay. You guys.
Sounds good. Man.
All right, cool. So that is it. It's not a slam dunk case, but we know that God is a God of logic and a God of order, and he put all the things in motion. So there's something there. Chew on that. Do with that what you will. Cool?
I feel like that one, if like said it. Never mind.
Wait.
I was about to say, like, the speed of light is like consistent 8 minutes, we're saying, and then the sun appeared on day 4, we're saying God.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like, I don't
First
mean,
3 days,
like,
like,
Oh, so the sun expands, and the bigger it gets, the faster the light
Oh, yeah,
comes to
you're right.
us. So whenever God made the sun, it was perfect, whatever that was. So maybe it took 4 days to get to us.
Ah.
And also, a day is like 1,000 years to the Lord, 1,000 years is like a day, which is a Hebrew saying for God's outside of time.
Okay,
It's not a slam dunk. It's something to think about. Anna, you look very distraught.
It's okay. It's okay.
What's wrong? What's wrong? Talk to us.
I don't even.
We're learning things for the first
Wait,
time.
did you say that the sun expands?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's gonna explode.
So the sun is a star, which is a bunch of gas exploding, and the longer it exists, the bigger the sun gets, because the this is just science, because the gravitational pull of the star gets weaker, so it expands. And eventually, I think it's like 8 billion years from now, the sun will eat the Earth entirely.
Because it compensates for its loss of gravity by keeping going out. That's
Yeah.
why when it gets too powerful, black hole creates, because it actually explodes within itself.
Yeah, and then the gravitational pull pulls it in on itself, which is a whole thing. So this is science.
This is science class or math
Seems
class?
like we're just learning that the bigger
That is a little concerning to me. This is all brand new information. Okay, so day one. What does God create on day one? Time. God creates time. God shows us that He is the author of all light. And what does God do to darkness? He orders it. He redeems it. What is one of the problems at the beginning? So the opening statement gives us a couple problems. What's one of the problems with everything? In terms of light. In the beginning,
Cloaked in darkness.
it's cloaked in darkness. Okay, so problem one, taken care of. The darkness has been dealt with. Okay, are you guys seeing this?
Yes.
And what you're going to see through the rest of it is God's going to deal with the waters. He's going to deal with the formlessness, and He's going to deal with the emptiness. God looks at all this. He says, man, somebody's got to do something about this. He starts doing something about it. Make sense? Tracking?
Yeah.
Track.
Yeah.
Questions about day one? All right. You guys want to go to day two? I think we'll get into a little bit of day two, and then I want to show you guys the pattern of creation, and then in the weeks to come, we'll close it out.
I just think it's funny that we learned the days of creation one way, like when we were like in Sunday school or something, and it's just like, how did they explain that? Like, what did they say? I'm just trying to remember, 'cause it's like, or like, day one, there was light, our brains never processed that.
Oh yeah, I get that.
So deceived.
Yeah, it's so many of the,
Yeah.
like, going back through, so many of the stories that they tell you in the Bible, like, it's like they're, like, the most child-friendly, like,
Yeah.
pulled out, like, everything sunshine and rainbows way.
Even like, Noah,
So-
it was all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, I don't know why
Kids,
that's a
it's
kid's
dark,
story.
it's
That's
like
like the world's first genocide.
Yeah.
So I just looked up days of creation. Day one, what is right there?
Sun.
A sun.
Comprehend.
Now, obviously, I hope they aren't trying to say there is a sun, but they're clearly depicting a sun.
All we can comprehend is the sun, because we try to comprehend God's, like.
I can hear you, Sam. I can just hear you.
The legs.
Yeah, bro.
That's so
Yeah, it's called gossip. It's called a sin.
It's called.
It's okay. I
I
just
was gonna bring it up, but I went around. No, I just keep going.
All right. Okay, so
You're reminded.
guys, listen.
Like a second.
The reason that we have this misunderstanding is because what our English American minds try to do is condense it so I can understand the method behind it. It never was trying to communicate the method. It's trying to communicate the agency. And now and then again, you got to remember, like, these are good meaning, well-intentioned people that just don't know how Hebrew literature works and aren't understanding that. So we're trying to cram our ideologies into a thing that's not even like meant to hold them. So you go to the Ark Encounter. I love the Ark Encounter. I think it's great. And there's a ton of methodology in there that was never there. Never actually there. Now, it's okay the Bible invites you to think about it and ask questions and, fill in the blanks with your imagination. But where we get in trouble is with our dogma to say, no, God created the earth in 6 literal days. Sure, maybe He did. But also clearly He does what He wants. The one thing that has been made clear is that who sits outside of all of this? God does whatever the heck He wants. Whatever He wants, okay? Now, I think there's a very strong case to be made for 6 literal days. But that's a whole different thing. Make sense? Questions? All right. It's time to talk about, see what I did there? It's time. Day number 2. So God created time. Then God said, let there be a space between the waters. What do your guys' Bibles say?
Vault.
A vault.
Firmament.
Firmament. What else?
Yes.
I'm pulling up a different translation because I want to see what it says. Let there be an expanse. Yep, expanse.
With the IBT translation.
The IVT translation, riddled with heresy. The IVT translation would say, then the invisible presence of the Lord said, let there be a rakia of the sky. In the middle of the water, let the rakia separate the waters below the expanse from the waters above the expanse, or the rakia. And God made the rakia of the sky and separated the waters which were under the rakia from the waters which were above the rakia. And it was so, just as God had commanded it. God called the rakia of the sky heaven, and there was evening, and there was morning, a second day. Okay? You guys get it?
Yeah.
Pretty self-explanatory. What just happened there? What did God make on day number 2? Space. What do you make, guys? We all just read the Bible. Huh? Oh, clearly. Yeah, very good. It couldn't be more obvious. Okay, so what God does is, what's one of the problems on our prologue? What's one of the problems? So darkness, we just took care of that, right? We have light now. What's another problem? Formless. What's another problem? Empty. What's another problem? Darkness covered the deep waters. Okay. Too much water. We got to handle this water. So what does God do with the water? He separates them. And remember, think of our ancient cosmology. We are surrounded by water, right? We're ancient. We're good time travelers. We're good ancient Jewish people. We understand that there's depths of water above us, and there's depths of water below us, and there's depths of water all around us. Yeah?
So it's like water, water, us, and then the sky, right?
Say that again?
Water, water, then there's us, and like the sky is between.
Yeah, there's the rakia, right? So what is rakia? I know you're all itching to figure this out.
Sky, space, separation.
Atmosphere is a good way of thinking about it for us in our modern language, I should say. Let me find. Sorry, I thought I had my notes pulled up on rakia. Okay, so you're going to get translated firmament, expanse, vault. I think the NASB says dome. You're going to get all sorts of translations for this. And what it is saying is, in Hebrew, rakia is referring to a solid blue dome above the land, which holds back the waters above. What would we call that? Kind of the atmosphere, kind of just like the sky. What color is the sky? Blue. So there's something up there that's holding back the water, because of course there's water, that's why the sky is blue. Something is holding it back because we're not all drowning. True or false?
True.
So something's holding the waters above back. Look at our thing. What's above the rakia?
Water.
Water. The water's above. Okay, so what is this thing that's holding it back? I think dome is probably, like, if you think of like a snow globe, think of a snow globe and you put it underwater. That's your ancient cosmology. If you think of that, there's something holding back the water from invading onto the dome, okay? So, like what we just read, let there be a rakia in the midst of the water, let it separate the waters. God made the rakia. This is the Hebrew word that gets used, is this word rakia. It separated the waters which were below the rakia from the waters which were above the rakia, and it was so. God called the rakia heavens, and there was evening, and there was morning, and there was the second day. Somebody go to Genesis 1:20.
I got you.
Birds flew across the face of the earth.
Oh, no, that's fine.
You got it.
Birds flew across the face of the earth. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, birds flew across the surface, or the face, of the rakia. What's this rakia? Somebody go to Ezekiel 1:22. And then we're just gonna, for sake of time, we're gonna jump and we're gonna go 1:22. Chapter 1, verse 22.
This is so cool.
It's rad.
This is so fun.
And then we're going to jump from 122 and we're just going to go to 126. So let me know when you're there. Are you there? Can you read it for us?
Spread out above the heads of the living creatures was what looked like something like a bowl,
A rakia.
sparkling like crystal and awesome.
What translation do you have?
NIV.
Yes, dude. Awesome. That's a great word. So then read 26.
Above the vault, over their heads, was what looked like a throne of lapis lazuli.
What color is lapis lazuli?
Dark blue.
Blue.
Minecraft.
Minecraft ball knowledge, okay?
And high above on the throne was a figure like that of a man.
Wait, time out. Read that again.
Big cheat.
Wait, listen.
And high above on the throne was a figure like that of a man.
Okay. So you guys seeing what the biblical author is saying?
Yes.
There's a rakia, which is blue. And if I look through the rakia, there's what on the other side?
God.
There's a throne. And there's a man. Does that line up with our biblical cosmology?
That's exactly.
Yes, that's exactly what's there. If I look through the rakia, who's on top of it? There's God, there's a man. So that Ezekiel clearly sees the world like this. Yes, that's why I drew it in blue. That's exactly right, Mitch, because that's the color of water. And the sky and lapis lazuli. Okay, so anytime you see this word expanse or vault or I don't even know, what were some of those other ones?
Extended surface.
Extended surface, that is the key word. We're going to jump in that in a minute. Or firmament. The word being used is rakia. Okay? So what is a rakia? Anybody know? No, you don't know. You don't know. Okay. What do we do when we want to figure out what a word means and how to use it? Not quite chat, but yes, quite chat. What's that book I told you guys about?
That's what I'm doing. Strong's Concordance.
Yeah, concordance, right? So concordance has every time that word is used, what context is used, and it gives you a definition of it. So I can start to get my head around what this word is and when it's being used, okay? So if I go to my concordance and I go to Genesis 1:6, I'm going to see the word rakia. I'm going to see firmament or whatever my translation is. I want to find out the other times in the Bible where I see the word rakia. And what you're going to do is you're going to think you did it wrong because you're going to come to some passages in the Bible that make no sense, but actually they do make sense, okay? So somebody go to Exodus 39:3. Who's going to do that? Mitch. Somebody go to Numbers 16:39.
Numbers 16:39.
Will's got that. Someone go to Isaiah 40:19. Ava's got that. Someone go to Isaiah 42:5. Who wants to do that? You got that, Cameron? Okay.
It was a 42:45.
Isaiah 42:5, Exodus 39:3, Numbers 16:39, Isaiah 40:19. So this is what we're doing. We got our concordance. We see that it gives us the other references. So now I'm going to go to the references so that I can see this word, so that I can see how it's being used. Korah's Rebellion. What a throwback.
39:3.
Yeah, you got it?
Yep.
I'm not in the right spot.
Let's hear it, Mitch.
A skilled craftsman made gold thread by beating gold into thin sheets and cutting it into fine strips. He then embroidered it into linen with blue, purple, and scarlet yarn.
And it's so obvious, isn't it? Oh, you must have used your concordance wrong. No, not at all. This is what I'm looking at. This is my Hebrew English hybrid that's going to help us.
He's talking about making golds.
And they, the craftsmen, rakiad, smooth sheets of gold, and they cut them into cords and wove them together with blue and purple and scarlet. Okay, I know, a little confusing, but they rakiad smooth sheets of gold. Let's go to Numbers 16:39.
So Eliezer, the priest, collected the 250 bronze incense burners that had been used by the men who died in the fire. And the bronze was hammered into a thin sheet to overlay the altar. I saw that.
So Eleazar, the priest, took the bronze censers, which the men who were burned had offered, and they rakiad them out as a plating for the altar into thin sheets. Seeing that?
Verb rock.
So there's rakia and there's rakiad. There's like a noun and a verb form. They're the same. They're the same
To spread out.
idea. They're connected. Okay. All right. Isaiah 40:19.
As for an idol, a metal worker casts it,
and silver chains from it.
Okay, so this Hebrew, as for the idol, a craftsman cast it, a goldsmith rakia'd it with gold. Isaiah 42:5.
This is what God the Lord says, the creator of the heavens, who stretches them out, who spreads out the earth with all of the springs from it, who gives breath to its people and a life to those who walk on it.
Okay, so this is 2 for $1 right here. Actually, this is 3 for $1 in Isaiah. Isaiah 42:5. Isaiah 42:5. Thus says the Lord, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who rakia'd the land and what springs up from it, who gives ruach to the people on it, and the ruach to those who walk in it. Okay, I know there's a lot, but where did we see that word ruach before?
The breath of God.
The breath of God, the invisible presence of God. And the invisible presence of God is there, and what does the invisible presence of God do?
Give light.
What does he do in Isaiah 42:5?
Gives light.
He rakias. He rakias the land, which springs up from it. Cameron, read your translation again.
This is what God the Lord says, the creator of the heavens, who stretches them out, who spreads out the earth with all that springs from it.
Yeah, okay, time out right there. So the creator of heavens, who stretched them out, who rakia'd the land, who laid out the land, and what springs up from it. Are you guys starting to get a picture of what rakia is? Mitch, clearly no.
I'm getting like two things and
Well, let's combine them. Maybe we're there. Let's hear it.
okay, well I'm getting like the idea of like separation and like the
Mhm.
space between, and then like the laying out of, and like
You're on it, dude. You're on it.
I don't know how to combine those two.
Okay, so anybody else have any ideas on what rakia means? Or, yeah, rakia. So, okay, in these stories, what are they doing? To the gold, yeah. To the gold, they spread it out. They hammer it thin. Thin sheets of metal, they spread it out. So if you rakia something, you take a block of gold and you warm it up and you hammer it so that you can spread it out and do what you want to do with it. Okay? So when I see the word rakia, I need to think of a thin, spread out thing. What is a thin, spread out thing that covers the earth that you and me might know about? The atmosphere. You've rakia'd it. But who rakia's it? Specifically, Ruach rakia's it. That's what we get in Isaiah 42. God, the Spirit, rakia's something. So God takes something, the space. I don't know what that is, but God takes the waters. He rakia's something. So he doesn't just he doesn't do that. He you can see the imagery here. He makes this thing, spreads it out thin, and then what's he do with it?
Uses it as a separation.
Yeah, he uses it to divide the waters above and the waters below. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so for our purposes,
That's why it's thin.
the rakia is a solid blue dome between the land and the cosmic waters. Remember, you have cosmic waters below, chaos waters below, and you have chaos waters above. Chaos, cosmic, just like waters that we don't interact with, they're not for us, okay? So you have a solid blue dome, a thin, solid blue dome between the land and the cosmic waters.
Wait, so space is obviously below,
Define space.
like outside of Earth, the planets and stars.
In your mind or in their mind?
I don't know.
This is all really relearning.
Yeah, you got to relearn, right? Because you've been taught method. This is agency, right? There's nothing wrong with how you think. That is physically how things play out, but it's not how they think about things, right? So what's your question?
Well, the waters above,
Mm-hmm.
there's literal waters above,
Mm-hmm.
and that'd be outside of space,
Water space.
where astronauts
So let's
go
look-
space.
Let's look at our, what kind of space?
Astronauts go space.
So let's look at our map here. Where is the sun? Where is the super well-drawn sun, moon, and stars?
All
all together where? Above or below the rakia? Below the rakia. Okay? So that's their understanding. Remember, they don't have this understanding of, they've never been to space. No one knows what that is.
Well, they still think that
So it's-
it would go like this.
They see the moon and they see the sun, but they see it inside of the rakia because they relate to it. They can see it. What's on the other side of the rakia is the things they don't relate to and they don't see, which is the heavens, the deep, far away things in God. Remember?
So there's not actually waters above.
Oh, there definitely is. Will, you tell me what are waters above?
I'm so
Like an
lost.
ocean.
Have you ever seen water from above?
Like rain.
Yes.
From the clouds.
Oh.
Not from
Are the clouds above or below you?
above.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm messing
I'm
with you.
so-
I know, I'm messing with you. You're on something. You're on something, okay? Let me finish this
I'm
out.
trying to like merge the two and they're just not merged.
Let me finish this out and maybe it'll help us, okay? Merge? Let me finish this out, okay? So somebody go to Genesis 7, verse 11. Somebody go to Genesis 7, verse 11. And by the way, the first movement of Genesis is chapters 1 through 11. So when we read this, we're supposed to keep in mind our creation account, okay? So these are connected to each other.
I guess I'm getting confused between what I think I'm taking this too literally,
Yeah, that's kind of.
if that makes sense.
What's the confusion? What's the question?
Like,
Well, get in line.
like, I know two different, so like, to us, from what we know, how accurate is that? I don't know, I don't even know.
Accurate in terms of what?
In terms of modern
Like,
American.
What we actually know.
So physically,
Yes, physically, I guess.
physically the difference is what we label things. So we label rakia atmosphere and we move it under sun, moon, and stars.
Right.
They label rakia as the thing that keeps the waters back, and the sun is not drenched in water. So the rakia has to be above the sun,
Right.
right?
So are there actually waters above?
Well, if the
You
Bible
know-
says that, then probably. I don't know.
Well, I think I'm getting confused who this book is written to and
No,
what they
So-
know.
so
They're
physically-
using what we know.
Physically, what we know is there is not this gigantic layer of water right above our earth.
Right.
Not this super thick layer of water, like a snow globe in a bathtub,
Right.
right? That's to what we know. Who knows what's on the other side of space? I have no idea. But what the biblical author is trying to communicate to you is there is chaos waters outside of my world. I can't get outside of my world, and the chaos waters, they impact me sometimes, like we're about to read. But who sits on top of the chaos waters?
I think I'm just
God.
thinking of
That makes a lot
method
of
too
sense.
much.
And not only does God sit on top of the chaos waters, he's protecting me by giving me a rakia. He separated the waters for me, so I don't have to deal with the waters that are above and below me. I can stay on my land. And we'll see later in the story, God then orders the waters in a helpful way to humans. Because too much water is bad for you. You drown. Too little water is bad for you. You die. You need an ordered amount of water. So there's a giant faucet above, and I know who controls it. Who controls it? God. Make sense? Anna? You're always squinting at me.
I don't think the waters like.
So is it like, I guess I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but is the what is it?
Rakia.
Rakia? Is that like their version of like the unknown of space?
When they say rakia, what they're saying is, the furthest extent to our knowledge, there's this thin blue sheet that keeps chaos waters from falling in on us. On the other side of the thin blue sheet is chaos waters. And sitting on top of those chaos waters, Isaiah 42, is God.
Okay.
So God controls these chaos waters, and he's given us this dome to protect us from the chaos waters, and he controls the faucet of how much or how little of the water gets in and out. So let's read Genesis 7:11, and it will help us understand.
When Noah was 600 years old, on the 17th day of the second month, the underground waters burst forth from burst forth on the earth, and rain fell in mighty torrents from the sky. The rain continued to fall for 40 days and 40 nights, but Noah, do you want to keep going?
No, that's good. I'm going to use my translation, NASB. They get it right here. They do a good job with Genesis. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, on the 17th day of the month. So is this poetry or is this narrative right here? Narrative. How do I know it's narrative? I'm getting these really intense details, okay? And if you read the encounter of Noah's Ark, you get these really intense details of how the ark was built, right? Poetry doesn't do that. Poetry says there's a good old boat out there. You know what I mean? Narrative gives you these details, okay? Side point. So it's Noah's birthday. On the month, I'm just kidding, it's not his birthday. Noah's old. On the same day of that day, whatever that day was, on that same day, all the fountains of the great, deep chaos waters burst open. So the flood is happening. The land is now separated. So God put the land all in one space, and now it's separated. And what's happening? Chaos waters are bursting forth. Are there chaos waters underneath the land? Yes, 100%. Okay? Not only are the chaos waters underneath bursting forth, the windows of the sky were opened. Not burst forth. Opened. Who opened them? God opened them. If God opens something, can he close something? So it's telling you there's this rakia, and God controls if it's open or if it's closed. So God opens the rakia, and the chaos waters above come falling down onto the world. Does this make sense?
Yes.
You guys understanding this?
Yeah.
It's okay if you're not, because this is a big one. This is a little tricky one. Questions, comments, concerns? Don't worry, God promised that he will never open the rakia again. Okay, so to your question or Will's question, is there water that falls from the sky today? Not a trick question.
Yes.
Yes. What is that called? Rain. 100%. Okay. There's 1,000 examples. We won't go over them for sake of time, but the Psalms talk about rain all the time. Talk about who gives rain, who takes away rain, who's in charge of the rain. Who's that? God, right? Okay. Do clouds / rain, where do they exist in ancient biblical cosmology? Under the rakia. So what is happening? You have controlled water. Ordered water. Make sense?
Let it just enough to be able to supply the crops.
Exactly.
Not too much.
Exactly.
That-
Tracking. Tracking.
Well, yeah, because I did always wonder where all the water came from, because I knew the rain was just evaporated water held in the clouds that fell. So it's like, well, where did all this extra stuff come from?
Now that's your method
That's
of
right,
interpretation,
yes,
not the agency
correct.
that is being
And
given.
that's what I'm trying to.
So there's a whole bunch of scientific reasons. If you go to the Ark Encounter, they'll explain to you how water fell from the sky, and that's great. You can do all that interpretation. What the Bible is trying to tell you is shut up, doesn't matter, God controls it. And it's not, don't think, that's not what it's saying, because the Bible clearly is inviting you to think. But it's saying if you can't fit your method into the Bible's agency, your method is wrong. Make sense?
Yeah.
Don't just nod. Talk to me.
Yes.
Thanks, Sam. Anna.
I think where I'm confused is I'm trying to like find the equivalent of like, do we have
Yes, that's
an equivalent of like rakia?
Mm.
Like, that's where I'm like lost right now.
I
think
don't.
she put it in the words of what I was trying to say a lot better.
Okay, gotcha. So the thin blue sheet that holds back chaos waters. Our cosmology doesn't have room for that.
Right.
We don't think about it like that. Because we know the atmosphere is made up of air particles and gravitational pull, not a thin piece of gold colored blue that God put up there, right? That's our method. What God is trying to explain is that if you don't have God's rakia, his covering of protection, you drown. Chaos waters get on top of you and they destroy you. Case in point, Noah's flood. Make sense? So what the biblical authors are trying to communicate to you is God put that rakia to protect you and give you your space, human space. That's the sky and that's the earth and that's all that stuff. And God controls that rakia, so who keeps you safe? God. I hesitate to give you an equivalent because I think it would be trying to push our method onto the agency. So that's why I hesitate to give you that. But I like the way you're thinking. You're asking, how should I think about this? That's what you're asking. And I'm telling you, if God took away the rakia, whatever that is, you're toast. Yeah.
Do we know if when there's like a new heaven and a new earth, will there be any chaos waters?
Oh, that's a great question. There is not going to be depressed surfers in heaven. Think about that joke for a second.
What's that say?
Oh, they don't have water to serve.
There you go.
Oh, they're gonna say.
Okay. Okay. Somebody, we're going to do this quickly because I want to make one more point to you guys. Somebody go to, so we go to Revelation 21:1. And somebody go to Revelation 22:1.
I got 22.
Mitch has got 22. Who's going to 21?
I got 21.
Ava's got 21.
21:1.
21 verse 1, and then Mitch will read 21:1 through 2.
Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea.
Okay, Mitch, you read yours.
And the angel showed me a pure river with the water of life, clear as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb.
So has the author of Revelation lost their mind? Because what just happened? In Revelation 21, I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and the sea was no more.
Well, they didn't use the same word.
What word did they use?
They said there was no sea.
Is that chaos water versus living
Well, what gets used in 22?
River.
River. What's the difference between a sea and a river? Controlled. So it's not chaos waters, it's controlled waters. So there are happy surfers in heaven. Very happy surfers. Now, is there only rivers, how we think of them in little streams? Who knows? It's not what the Bible's trying to communicate to you. It's not trying to communicate method. It's trying to communicate agency. There is water, but they are, look at the verbiage here. A river of water of life, bright as crystal, flowing from the throne of God and the Lamb through the middle of the street of the city. Okay, so not only is there water, it's the best freaking water you've ever seen. It's clear as crystal. It's water of life. And where's it coming from? The throne of God. Controlled, life-giving waters. Does Jesus use the metaphor of life-giving waters in the New Testament? Yes. Yes, he does. Does Jesus show you that he controls the to-home waters in the New Testament? What's he do? He calms the storm. And and he walks on top of them. Who sits on top of the chaos waters in our ancient cosmology?
God.
Who walks on top of our chaos waters in our New Testament?
Jesus is God.
You know that picture of the guy and he's pointing to like the whiteboard with like all the strings? And that's how I feel like all the time. But it's true. It's true. They're so interconnected. They're so overlapped. It's so awesome. It's so good. Wowza. Okay. Let me... We're out of time, aren't we?
I'm not out of time.
Make your last point.
Okay, I'm going to quickly make my last point. I'm going to make 2 points. One is super quick. What is the problem that gets solved in day 1? What's the problem?
Light.
What's the problem that is shown to us in the prologue? Darkness. Darkness is bad. So God does what on day 1?
redeems the darkness.
Takes care of the darkness, right? What also is bad in the prologue?
Emptiness and chaos water.
Chaos waters. So what gets taken care of in day 2?
Chaos water.
Chaos waters. They're separated and they're ordered. I protect you from the chaos waters. Rakia. Cool. Day 3. Guys, I don't know if we have time for this. Okay, we're just going to go really quick. Then God said, well, I'm going to read a different translation.
94 hours later, so.
We could be
We're gonna
here.
do this real quick.
We will be here 5 ever. Then God said, let the waters below the heavens be gathered into one place. Somebody help me out. What just happened?
Oh shit.
Very good. Let the waters below the heavens be gathered into one place of standing, pooling together. And let the dry land appear. And it was so. God called the dry land earth.
So he takes care of form in day 3. Yes.
And the gathering of the waters he called seas, not to home seas. These are neutral seas. Okay? And God saw that this was good, pleasing, and useful. And he affirmed it and sustained it. So God said, let the earth sprout tender vegetation, plants yielding seeds, fruit trees bearing fruit according to their kind, whose seed is in them upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth sprouted and abundantly produced vegetation, plants yielding seeds according to their kind, trees bearing fruit with the seeds in them according to their kind. And God saw that it was good, and he affirmed it and sustained it. And there was evening and there was morning on the 3rd day. So Mitch pointed out, problem number 3 taken care of. Formless, seas, land. Formed. Empty, trees, seeds. Not empty anymore. All the problems at the beginning are now taken care of. And then God will go on to keep taking care of them. So this is the thing that I want to point out to you guys here. And this is going to help us understand our next few sessions. Which I think maybe we don't have that many of, but I can scrape the wall. No problem.
Well, school.
Cool. This is the design. This is awesome. This is awesome. And I gotta go over it quickly. Will. Oh my gosh. Why are you eating Oreo the long way, bro? Okay. This is awesome. So this is the design pattern of the creation narrative of Genesis 1. Okay? The design pattern is 2 groups of 3. You know, 1, 2, 3. 3. Let's put them. You're on it.
The hinge.
There's a hinge. 1, 2, 3.
Hinge,
What gets
hinge.
created on day 1? Time.
Oh, hold up, wait a minute.
Time/light. Okay, what gets created on day 2? Not water. Water's already there. What happens on day 2? Rakia. So water is ordered. Okay, so you get rakia / separated waters. I'm going to add this here. We didn't really talk about this, but I'm going to add it. Sustained. Okay. So what does light do? We did talk about this, but not in this context. What does light do to plants? Grows them. What does light do to everything? It sustains them, right? What gets repeated in day number 3 a couple of times?
The growth of the vegetation.
The growth in the vegetation, and God affirms them and sustains them. How's he doing that? There's no sun.
With the night.
With his light, right? So his light is what's, this says sustained, very important. Okay, on day 3, sorry, let me add this. Separate, what's God separate on day 1? Light and dark, very good. What's God separate on day 2?
Waters.
Waters. What's God separate on day 3?
Land and
waters.
Land and waters, okay? So you get seas, and you get land, and then there's a bonus creation act on day 3, which is what?
The plants.
Plants and seeds. Very good. Plants, seeds. Okay. And if you guys gotta go, that's great, but I wouldn't leave because it's about to get cool. And the prologue, you guys all know what a prologue is?
Yes.
The title screen of Star Wars gives you the prologue. In the prologue of Genesis, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and void, and all that kind of stuff. So that's the prologue. What are the problems in the prologue?
Emptiness, formlessness, darkness.
Empty, formless, dark, and what else? chaos waters. Okay? What gets resolved on day 1?
The darkness.
The darkness.
Good job.
What gets resolved on day 2?
Chaos waters.
Waters. What gets resolved on day 3?
Emptiness and formlessness.
Empty. Form. We're doing good. God is doing a great job so far. Yes?
The toughest one.
You guys seeing this? You seeing how this works?
Wait, what does the top one say?
This?
No, dark.
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 This right here.
No, after one.
Dark.
Empty.
Okay. So what number are we looking at? 3, which means do what?
There's a hinge.
Look again. 3 means look again, right? There's something really cool here. Okay? And a lot of times in a 3, somewhere in a grouping of 3 is what's called a hinge. It's something that's similar but has a little different detail that's supposed to connect you to something else, okay? Luckily for us, there's 2 sets of 3. Because how many days of creation are there? 6 days of creation. And 1 day of what? Which gives us the number what? 7. Which is an important number, true or false?
True.
Very true. Okay, so day number 3, you get this hinge. This bonus act of creation. So on day 3, it's the emptiness is being taken care of, the formlessness is being taken care of, and you get plants onto their environment. So this is a hint on what's happening. The first 3 days is God creating an environment. The second 3 days is God filling that environment. Make sense? How do I know this? Because this hinge tells me that. I get an environment and then it gets filled. That's my hinge. That's how I know. Okay? So then I'll have 4, 5, 6 days of creation. We're not going to get into it right now, but do you guys see how this works?
Yes.
Okay? All right. There is a prologue that is Hebrew 7 words. That's tough. The prologue is 7 words. The first line of the Bible, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, 7 Hebrew words. Okay? Then the next 2 sentences, so let's do it like this. Gen 1 is 7 Hebrew words. Is 7 an important number?
Yes.
Yes. The next 2 lines, Genesis 1, 2 through 3, I think, and I'm going to look at the Bible. Okay, so, sorry, just 2. Remember, these numbers don't exist in the Hebrew world. These numbers only exist for us. These numbers right here. The Genesis 1 and 2, the chapters, you guys know that?
Yes.
The second line is 14 Hebrew words. Also known as 7 times 2. 2 sets of 7. Which in total gives us how many sets of 7? 3.
Wow.
Tracking?
Yes.
So is the number 3 and the number 7 important to this author?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you got, I'm just going to write 7 times 2. And this gives us 7 times 3.
Genesis 1:27 has 7 words.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yep.
Wait, I thought this was what I read.
No, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah. We're not going to get into it right now. But what will happen is you have the environment, and then the environments are filled in specific order, and then there's a bonus creation act on day 6, which is humans.
Wait, what?
Huh? That's bonus. It's very specifically a bonus. Hang on. And in this catalog, Genesis 1:27. I don't know why I wrote it like that. Genesis 1:27 is, what'd you say, Will? How many Hebrew words?
Oh.
7. I don't know. I was
said it.
reading
You
that
said
and I
it.
read the wrong thing.
It's
Somehow my
21 Hebrew words,
Oh.
which is 7 times 3. Tracking on me?
So the thing up there.
It's so intentional though. It's so intentional. Okay?
Genesis 1:2.
The
7
top one's supposed to
times.
say Genesis 1:2, not 1:27.
I'm
No, it does say 1, 2, but then the number 7 is right next to it.
Okay, so it's
7
1:2.
times
2.
Question mark?
7 times 2.
That's a 2?
You need to listen to me while I speak.
I know I was, but that looks like a question mark.
You look like a question mark.
What?
I don't even know that because he's curvy. Okay. So you have these.
Yeah, you are.
Guys, this is the structure that is intentionally designed into Genesis. This is not a coincidence, and this is not us looking back and saying what's there. This is an intentional, incredibly intelligent person documenting how God created things and why He created things. Okay? So what's the problem if I just stop at Genesis 6? Okay, I'm gonna steal your Bible again.
Wow, such an aesthetic Bible.
Okay, so I get to Genesis, and I read through Genesis 1, and at the end of Genesis 1, it leaves me right here. What's the problem with that? Why should a red flag go up in my mind?
Because it's not 7.
Huh?
Because it's not 7.
It's not 7. What number is incredibly important to this author?
7.
7, the whole time. So is it weird that the big acts of creation end at 6? Yes, that's very weird, okay? So your chapter does you a disservice, and it breaks it right before day number 7. That is not how the original people designed it to be, okay? It should end at like 2, can I see yours?
Oh, on this is on this God.
It should end at 2:4.
Yeah.
That's where it should end. So Genesis 1 should I don't know how many verses it is, but it should be at least 4 more verses.
Yeah, why the heck did I do that?
Because English doesn't compute Hebrew all the time, okay? Now these are smart, well-intentioned people, and it's a rabbit hole trying to explain the whole thing. But the ancient Hebrew people to this day would have had Genesis 1 through day 7 memorized. That's how they would have broken these things apart. And you would memorize it by remembering 7 Hebrew words and another set of 7 Hebrew words. This is all these things that go into memorizing it. Make sense? Okay, so you have day number 7, which is super important. So you have 2 sets of 3. This is by design. And then you have day number 7. At the beginning and at the end of days 1 through 6, what's the phrase that gets used?
It was good.
Oh, that's good, yeah. You have good on every single one of these. Good,
Oh, does it say great?
good, good,
Very good. That's what.
good. And because this is repeating our theme, you have a hinge, which is a bonus act of creation, which is human beings, and then you get what phrase? Very good. Muy bien. Okay? Repetition in the Bible is super important. So in Hebrew, this says good, good.
Yeah.
This is the first thing that's ever been good, good, ever. Everything else, good. This, good, good. Okay? What do they say to God when He's in the throne room? What do they say?
Good.
No.
Holy.
Holy,
Holy.
holy, holy.
Good.
You have holy 3 times. Nothing else is holy, holy, holy. Only Yahweh is holy, holy, holy. Make sense? Okay, so that's just a little bonus thing, okay? On day 7, it gets called good. So not even day 7 is good, good. Day 7 is just good. What else is on day 1 through 6?
What?
Not a trick question. You would have read it 6 times.
Good.
And there was
Besides that.
evening.
Yes. And there's evening,
Oh.
and there was morning, and there was the next day. Okay? So in between every single one of these, you have this transition. You have evening and morning and the next day. Evening and morning and the next day. Cameron, can you please read chapter 2, 1 through 4?
Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the 7th day God had finished the work He had been doing. So on the 7th day He rested from all His work. Then God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it He rested from all the work of creating that He had done. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, when the Lord God made the earth and heavens.
What's in there? What's not in there?
On the
There was evening.
evening.
There's no evening and there's no morning. Because the rest of day 7 never ends. You're supposed to never end. Does that make sense? So
Not really.
what is being made here in the whole Genesis narrative? The ideal state of human beings. What does God do? Is God tired? Is that why he rests?
No.
No, why does he rest?
Because he done.
He's done in what? What's he doing in day 7? Why is it important that that's a part of the days of creation? What did he just make right here? And then so what's he do? He shows them what to do. And day 7, he says, rest in my creation. He demonstrates for them. Now, is there an end to the rest in God? No, why not? Because there's no evening and there's no morning. We are meant to live in day 7 forever. How do I know that? Because the number 7 is incredibly important. As soon as humans show up, God does something different he's never done before. He shows them. He does something. He's been creating this whole time. Now he's the one showing them what to do. Tracking with me. Tracking with me, okay? So how do I know this is the end of the statement? Because it literally says, this is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, when the Lord God made the earth and the heavens.
So his
Done.
So his rest is implying of giving Adam, telling him he has domain.
You get Adam and Eve, and then God says, you rest. You live in the garden, you do the thing you're supposed to do, you do just like what I'm supposed to do. And then what you see in the chapter to come is then we go back in here and we fill in these blanks. We give more narrative account. But remember, this is just the account of creation, and then the next account is the account of Adam and Eve. And then what you as a reader are supposed to do is you blend these things together. Make sense?
Yeah.
So how did everything come to be? Oh, now what do we do with it? What happened? Now what do we do? That's the Bible. You know what those questions are? Those are the questions of life that every single religion and person tries to answer all the time.
Wait, so if we're always in the 7th day, then how come like Sunday is like the day of rest? Like
It's actually not. It's probably Friday. We're supposed to be. Remember, what are we creating? The ideal world that humans live in. No sin yet. Ideal world. Ideally, you rest in God. And there's no end to that rest. There's no morning and evening in the next day. That's just, we're done now. We're here. We're here. Okay? Genesis 1 answers this question, where are we? Where are we in Genesis 1? We're in the garden. We're in God's creation. That's where we are. Who are we? Genesis 1 starts to poke at that, and then Genesis 2 comes along and fills in the blanks. So Genesis 1, who are we? I know we didn't read it, but we'll read it next time. Images of God. That's exactly. For the first time, God makes something, and then he doubles down and says, and this is why it was made. Okay? So he tells us who we are. Number 3, where are we located in the story? Where are we in God's story? All of creation, come on guys, all of creation, we are the crown jewel. We're the hinge of the hinge. You see this in the narrative. We're the hinge of the hinge. And because we're the crown jewel, God gives us this extra day to show us where we are. We are in God's rest. That's where we are. Tracking? Tracking? All right. Where are we at? What are we thinking?
This book is so cool.
So cool. So cool.
Those 3 days are him giving purpose to everything and defining what everything is right and fixing the problems at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Environments.
Then the hinge is that emptiness is now being filled.
Mm-hmm.
What is being filled with? And then the crown jewel of the thing that was filled. And then because of the crown jewel, there comes the extra day. So it's the hinge of the hinge. Because the 4 through 6 is the hinge itself. Okay.
And how do I know it's the hinge of the hinge? Well, there's a 7th day. There's another day.
That ain't even.
That's never happened before. So God creates an environment, and he fills the environment. Then he creates someone to rule over the filled environment. Yeah? Anna?
So, like, are you saying that there weren't meant to be any more days after the 7th day?
Define days.
Morning and evening?
No, because how do we know that's not true?
No, it's not true.
How do we know that there's not only literally 7 days? And then there's no more days.
I saw the sun today.
There's just the sun and the moon. And the sun rules over the day, and the moon rules over the night.
Right.
And God puts them into an order, and they go, and they go, and they go. What I'm saying in day 7 is God gives a state of being to human beings. You are to rest, just like I rested in the creation. Part of the creation is the sun and the moon doing their thing. But the state of resting, the day of rest, quote unquote, the Sabbath, never ends. It's every day. Because you don't need to work for anything. You're here. You don't need to strive for anything. You are here. And what happens when we break that is that the day of Sabbath ends. And now we have to work and we have to strive and we have to do all these things to get the food and stuff that we need. But God says, remember the Sabbath. Remember you're supposed to rest in me. Because who controls the rakia? Who controls the food? Who controls it? I control that. So rest in me. Makes sense?
Yes.
Okay, there's a lot more we can get into, but I know we're way over on time, so we're not going to get into it. I'm just going to give you one teaser. One teaser. It's so fire. Or you don't want it? You guys just want to go?
Just give it to us.
Okay, I'm just going to
We're
give
already
it.
so far past.
Do you know what the Hebrew word for rest is?
You're gonna say it, I'm gonna remember it. Rest
Wow. Wait,
Noah?
The
Yes.
Hebrew word for rest is Noah.
is class over to this.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. All right, guys, let me pray and you guys get out here. Jesus, thank you so much for all these students and their willingness and desire to learn about you. God, I pray that we can use the information that we learn to love you and love others more, not gather into a holy huddle. Jesus, thank you for the creation that you have given us, and thank you for ruling over us and protecting us. And God, I just pray that we can forever rest in your rest, God. Thank you so much for everything. We pray all this in your name. Amen. All right. Crazy.
Sensational.